Hello, this is Radio Geek, and here back again working on the crystal radio, the MK484 kit that I've got breadboarded out here. And I was having a strange problem before where I was only picking up one station out of Milwaukee, and then I had to use my loop antenna that was inductively coupled with the ferrite rod antenna to even pick that up. So wasn't sure what was going on. I took a look at this variable capacitor and I checked it, and it does indeed vary from about 4 picofarads to about 148 or so picofarads. So it should be within the range of being able to pick up stations. And for whatever reason, I decided, well, let me just try this other variable capacitor that I bought, the one that was like 380 some picofarads, and put it on there. And so I'll just move the camera here. So this is the one that I have on there now, and I just have the antenna itself with no coupling of the loop. And get this back in camera here, and now I am picking up stations, and I measured what the setting was on this variable capacitor, and it was about I don't know, 30 picofarads or so. And I was picking up the station, and then I took the other one and set it for approximately the same value and put it on there, and for whatever reason it just doesn't perform the same. So anyway, I'll turn up the volume on my little Radio Shack mini amplifier, which I've got this hooked up to, and see what we can hear now. I believe this is WGN out of Chicago, 720.
It's so sad to think about this. All the kids at this concert, I heard, Steve, I don't remember who was on with John Williams yesterday. Was it Chris Jones, who's from Manchester?
Yes, Chris Jones.
Who was saying that the area
I'm going to try tuning a bit.
is where parents would have been waiting to pick up their kids. I got word this morning. I had heard too that
Innovation, sponsored by Comcast Business, Wintrust, SMS Assist, Marcy Innovation, and News Radio 780 at 105.9 FM, WBBM. Cloudy, breezy, and cool. Last night that you won, Mitch. We won. You? Oh, game. Which one game we were going to get? Who knows? I might be there with them. He looks really good in the preseason. It's Spiegel at Parkinson out. Can't do it on score. First innings on. Todd Combs live with Team Steve. Everything is always about team. Until you have to opt back in and figure it out. xinsurance.com or call 800-488
So anyway, it's a pretty good improvement. I'm picking up several more stations, and I'm just using the little loop antenna here. So yeah, definitely improvement. Don't quite understand why there would be such a difference between the two, but there seems to be. So I guess I'll continue to experiment with different antennas and things, and see what some of the differences might be. I'm actually running it off of a power supply. I was doing some reading, and apparently the MK484, depending on the supply voltage, will function. So like I was saying, the input voltage, the supply voltage for the MK484, apparently it runs a little better at a slightly lower voltage. I think the voltage range can go up to like 1.7, 1.8 volts, somewhere around in there. It's definitely below 2 volts. Go higher than that and it will burn it up. But some of the articles and things that I was reading said that if you had the supply voltage down to say 1 volt or 1.1 volt, around there, you just kind of have to do some experimentation, that it actually performed better. So that's why I've got it hooked to the power supply, and I've got it set at about 1.1 volt right now. So I guess it probably would perform a little better on a slightly flat battery, or perhaps a rechargeable, which is a lower voltage to begin with. So I did kind of experiment with that a little bit. It did make a little bit of difference, but the big difference was switching that variable capacitor, which I don't fully understand why that would be. But anyway, I'm going to continue to experiment with different antennas, and maybe even modify the circuit a little bit and see what differences that makes. So I guess I'll just keep playing around with it, and let you guys follow along. If you guys have any ideas or comments or suggestions, just please leave those as well. Alright, thanks.